County Commission is called to order. Everyone please rise for a moment of silent meditation and pledge to the flag. Thank you. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Okay. Diane.
Okay, consent and approval today for 97 exonerations, $76,812.64 for tax years 2011, 12, and 13. Fiduciary orders as of October 23rd. The third quarter status report from George Armistead and Lindsay Crane, fiduciary commissioners. And there is a document to set a hearing for removal of a representative in two separate estates that needs to be approved. Minutes of August 28th, purchase orders and pay vouchers. General County Fund, $177,275.23. Coal Severance Fund, $20,598.93. 911 cash, $4,066.14. Mason-Dixon Park, $61.65. Chestnut Ridge Park, $67.04. Magistrate Court, $152.56. Morgantown Industrial Park TIF, $4,712.77. And also an additional Morgantown Industrial TIF to close out the account, and that is in the amount of $26,280.49.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear what that last one was.
$26,002.
No, what was it for? I heard the amount.
TIF, to close out the bank account.
Oh, to close out the TIF, okay. Thank you.
Move for approval.
Those fiduciary for removals, that's just setting the hearing. I signed them.
Okay.
That's correct, right?
Yes.
Okay. I second it. I have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passed. Thank you.
Just for clarification, that is to set the hearing for Wednesday, November 13th at 1:15. This is the same as estate of Phoebe Schubert and Oscar Schubert.
Let's figure out what our times are going to be.
True.
But they're set now. So. Both those for 1:15 on the same day?
Yes.
Yeah, it's on our
They're
regular
connected.
meeting day.
Right. Mm-hmm. Okay. Very good. Thank you. We can't really do the bid opening until 1:10.
Kelly has presentation of additional items for
Oh, Kelly wants to present? Okay. Kelly, you're up.
Excuse me. We have an additional list of properties to be suspended from the tax lien sale. We just received notification that this company is in bankruptcy. So as with the others, I'll just need your approval to suspend those from the tax lien being sold against those. And I actually need you to initial this one. And I need a copy to take with me, and I need initials on the list from 2 weeks ago.
There are two different ones?
Yeah, this is the one you approved 2 weeks ago, but I actually need for my record a copy with your initials on them.
Could you refresh our memory in terms of procedures on the bankruptcy and the suspension of the taxes? They still are liable for
They're
the
still
tax-
liable for the taxes, it's just that we will not sell a lien against the property.
All you need is that on
That?
one page?
Yes.
Okay.
And on that one, if you'll just initial there.
And this is,
Those are the additional ones that we're including today. And I've given Janet a copy for the record.
You need a motion on these to approve.
I did. Thank you.
I'll move for approval of the suspension list.
Second, we have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion passed. Thank you. Thank you, Kelly. How many we got? We got many,
You want this one?
They
many,
can keep that one.
we got many for
We have a
sale this time?
lot, we have a lot, but we're expecting that will drop significantly. I'll have a better count.
Last year, a lot of them dropped off.
They did. They did. We sold 299 last year, so we're hoping that that drops this year. We'll see.
Great. Good. Thank you. We still got about 4 minutes. Renetta, how long do you have? Where's Renetta? Do you have much to do? We got about 4 minutes before we do the bid opening.
We just got this. The first is for the go-go unit for September 2013, 2009 541. Your senior services for East and Avery seniors, $1,109.02. This is another one for the East and Avery seniors to finish out the 2012 grant, $543.26. The Report Center Community Corrections Grant, September 2013, $18,095.87.
And just read it. Video with my hands. Can't sign anymore.
And I got the DUI grant for September 2013, $20,817.47.
Move for approval.
Second, I have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion passed. Thank you. There's a pen here. Let's see if it works. Okay, we still got 2 minutes. What can we do in 2 minutes? Doc?
Pass out the envelopes. It'll take 2
Oh, we can
minutes.
pass out the envelopes and
Yeah.
say where they're from. There you go.
Okay, first is the mobile command vehicle.
What's that?
First is the mobile command vehicle,
Mobile command vehicle, all right?
and I don't believe there's anyone here with.
Oh, there's Mike.
Okay, here we go. We have 1, 2
Just received one by email, we're gonna deal with that.
by email.
It's so
Are
big,
these
you
separate?
can't accept it.
There's 2 separate, 2 ones, right? That's from one person and this is from someone else, right?
Searching.
We got 1 more minute, Mike, so go ahead, on the camera, go ahead and tell them something.
This is searching fingerprint laboratory. They have vehicles.
Okay, we're on time now.
110.
1:10.
What's one email?
I just received it.
Oh, you have it in your possession.
Not,
Mobile command application. This is from Nomad Global Communication Solutions, Inc. Okay, let's see what they, ooh, it's a long one. Okay, sources here. Okay, has a bid letter for, let me see if that's the total. Total of, for a Nomad IC-22A S1 mobile command vehicle on a 2014 Ford F-650 chassis with a number of other things included in the package, $255,000. Let's see if they got the necessary paperwork. What other paperwork they need with this? They need,
You asked for a bond?
you didn't ask for a bond? Oh, okay, so you're just seeking a bid? Okay, so that's no bad, Nomad Global Communication Solutions, $255,000.
This one's from Searchy Vehicle Division. The cost of the vehicle is $395,000. And then they have listed some options and some option prices.
What kind of vehicle is it? What chassis is it?
Mobile command communication unit is required by the county and outlined in this response.
Chassis.
I guess I'll just read to you some options they put on there, just for sake of the record. Optional upgrade of lavatory to include an Incinelette toilet system in lieu of RV style wet bowl. It's another $2,500. Optional upgrade of Onan 12 kW quiet diesel generator to a 15 k diesel generator. That's $4,207. Delivery to Morgantown via an insured drive away service, $2,100 from New Jersey. Oh, I'll make that trip. That's it.
Mike did receive one by fax email, which I don't know if you want to make it a matter of record, but we can't
Yeah, we
accept
need to make it a
because it's not
matter of
sealed.
record at the bid opening. What was it, and do you have a copy of it, or what do you
Yeah,
have?
they literally just emailed it when I was standing outside. And it's not
Oh, it just arrived?
Do we know who it was from?
Barber.
I'm sorry, I'm kind of deaf in this ear today. Some days I'm that way. What'd you say?
Farber.
Farmer?
F-A-R-B-E-R.
Farber.
Farber.
Okay, thank you.
We probably ought to make that a part of the record.
Yeah, it needs to be part of the record. Why don't you bring it up here, Mike, and show us so we can see it when you read it to us. Okay, where is it? Can you read this one right here?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much for showing the April. Priced out all apartments, vehicle.
But it needs to be on record.
Okay, where do I see their bid price? Because that's what we really need to announce.
You can't accept it or consider it.
No,
You're making it part of record.
we're making it part of the record, yeah. So there's no saying that
Right.
it's something
We
different. than what
we could re-advertise, couldn't we? If the need was there.
We need to. We can.
There's the total price.
Total price is $165,357. Let's see if they give the specs, what this is based on. Base price, HH3, HP, UIS, body, communications. Those are all the standard. Okay, let's see the standard. Didn't really show that. Let's see, is there
Did they know?
143? Okay, that was the starting price. Okay, the end price with all the additional options and everything, it's hard to read. This is $308,891 for the record. The base chassis was $165, and then everything else is $308,891. That's Farber. Okay. Just wanted to make that a part of the record so everyone knew what was presented. Okay.
I would move we accept these, with the exception noted of the one that came by email, and to Mike Wolf, to come back and make a recommendation to us.
Second, have a motion and second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passed. Put it to your staff and tell us what you think.
Good deal.
Okay, thank you, Mike. Okay, we're right on time. We used just enough time for that. Bid opening for new roofs on courthouse, annex, and magistrate court.
Bobby, were these on did they attend the mandatory pre? Murray, sheet metal?
Yep.
Mansudo.
Yep.
Powproof.
Yep.
Tri-State Roofing.
Yep.
4.
There's 4 of these. Okay. The first one is NF Mansueto and Sons. Okay. NF Mansueto and Sons, courthouse annex roof, base bid, 2 skylight replacements. Okay, I should probably announce these out separately. The courthouse annex roof is $75,460. Add to the base bid $2,280 for the replacement of the 2 skylights. For the magistrate court high roof is $106,900, and the magistrate court low roof is $43,100, for a total, not including the skylights, of $219,400. The skylights need replaced. You'd add $2,280 to that. So that's the pricing on Mansueto, and let's see. They've got their insurance certificate here for an amount of $1 million. Total amount of $1 million. They got their contractor's license, current contractor's license, and their bid bond is also present. So that's complete. Bill?
I have a bid here from Tri-State Roofing and Sheet Metal, and since you broke it down, I probably should break these down as well. Courthouse annex roof, $85,175. Add to the base bid 2 skylight replacements at courthouse roof, $990. Magistrate court high roof, $122,260. Magistrate court low roof, $56,070. And combined bid items 1, 3, 4, $263,505. The cost for metal deck replacement, $850. Square foot concrete deck repair, $20. Estimated calendar days on site, 30. And there is included a copy of the license as well as the bond.
Those together.
Okay, the next one we got here is from Murray Sheet Metal Company. Courthouse annex roof, $76,540. Add to the base bid for 2 skylight replacements, $1,700. Magistrate court high roof, $110,825. Magistrate court low roof, $59,155. The combined of 1, 3, and 4 without the skylights is $245,225. I didn't read this off the first one, but Bill read it, so I might as well read it. Metal deck replacement, 1,800 square feet. Concrete deck repair per square feet. Concrete deck repair, $895 per square feet. Estimated number of calendar days on site is 40. And the contractor's license here, their liability insurance is here. And their bid bond is here. everything is present here. Bill.
I have a bid here from, I believe it's pronounced Calcruth Roofing and Sheet Metal, that contains the bond bid, also contains the contractor's license and the insurance certificate. Courthouse Annex Roof, this is item 1, $84,100. Add to the base 2 skylight replacement, courthouse roof, $2,800. Magistrate Court High Roof, $129,800. Magistrate Court Low Roof, $60,200. And combined items 1, 3, and 4, $274,100. Square foot for metal deck replacement, $750. Square foot cost for concrete deck, $13. Estimated number of calendar days on site, 120.
Okay, that's the 4 bids on that. Our next bid opening is not till 1:30.
Need a motion on,
Oh, any motion?
can I make a motion that we accept the 4 bids and refer them to Mr. Doyle for review and recommendation?
I'll second that. I have a motion and second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passed. Okay, Bobby, that's yours here. Our next bid opening is not scheduled to 1:30. We can't do a bid opening before 1:30.
Sure.
But we do have, the next thing down the list is Sheriff Kisner on courthouse security.
Is he here?
Is he gonna take about 7 minutes? You're gonna take about 7 minutes? Because we're gonna open the other thing at
Long or as short
1:30.
as you all want.
Okay.
Remember, we're politicians, we can talk for a long time. Thought I'd never say that in my lifetime.
Well, I'm the worst of both worlds, lawyer and a politician.
I don't have a chance. You stand back here. So Janet doesn't hit me with something and say I was behind her. As you know, a few weeks ago, we submitted 2 proposals for courthouse security issues that we felt should be addressed. And I want to thank the commission for taking those into consideration. And I know through conversations that we've had informally that what we're looking at asking the commission to do today is, I understand that proposal 1 is the one that you all may be more interested in doing, which would need to, or have the need for us to change some personnel. And basically what we would be looking at, instead of closing down the entrances and exits to the courthouse to 1, we would ask that the commission change the status of 3 part-time court security personnel to full-time. What that would in turn do for us in the courthouse is more adequately address the issues that we brought up earlier or initially. And that would put a full-time court security officer in the tax office area where we had a concern. So somebody would be there the full time that office is open. And then there would be, and I'll ask Chief White to correct me if I'm wrong on any of these things, which I know he'll say, oh no, that's absolutely right. But then what that'll do as well is put 1 person that will have no other duty but to patrol the hallways of the courthouse, which we don't have at this point for anything that may be out of ordinary or cause a concern for somebody. And then another person that would be able to more adequately and in a more timely manner visit each and every office in the courthouse and make appearances in those offices on more of a regular basis than we're allowed to or able to at this point. So what we're asking the commission to do, what it would take is, we have broken this down into what we would need, and if you look at the bottom line on the extreme right-hand side and the difference in the salary of what we have budgeted now and what we would need to bring those 3 people up to full-time status is $106,000, $106,118.12. So if you want to give us 106.5, that'd be fine.
When the new Justice Center is finished and it becomes operational, you would need additional manpower anyway in order to provide security for this courthouse and that building.
Absolutely, because we have a much bigger area there, much more concern. Although that building, my understanding is, and correct me if I'm wrong, there will be one entrance and one exit there.
Right.
It'll be totally secure 24 hours a day, and it'll be someone manning it 24 hours a day.
Right. So, yes, when that move is made to that new judicial center, then yes, we will need additional personnel to man this building and that building, as well as magistrate court.
This would provide an opportunity to get those people well-trained, because you should be able to reduce this staff a little bit and enhance staff for down there.
Yes.
But it would probably be up in the air, depending on what we do with the current magistrate court, what I call the old Montgomery War building, depending on what we put there. Because you still need to provide security, assuming that we're still going to be providing office space for county people.
And that's a possibility. If that's what you decide to do up there, I mean, and like you say, it's up in the air right now. Obviously, as we get closer to that point, I'm sure decisions will be made what's going to go in there, if anything, or who's going to go in there. And then we can determine then if that operation would be one that would need security there in the building, at least during business hours.
I'm all in favor of this, and I appreciate you doing it, looking at it. While we're talking about this, one thing I want to mention, this might need to be worked between Gary. I think I talked to Gary and some of his people down there two or three times down in the front. I find a deficiency, of course, I'm surrounded by people that know a whole heck of a lot more than I do, but I read every once in a while, so. I found a deficiency in the fact that, especially the lower entrance and the side on Walnut Street, the entry coming in, that there's no cameras. I mean, to me, that's what they're looking for. They're looking for a suspicious person. Someone in August coming in with a long, heavy coat on, approaching the building. I'm exaggerating, but you know what I mean. You know exactly what I'm talking about. It's your fields. But I think we have some deficiency in some of the cameras. I think any entrance coming in any direction should be viewed. Now, I understand there's limits as to what we have, so maybe we need, and again, I'm looking for your expertise. I'm not saying do this. I'm looking for your advice and expertise. Maybe what we need to is invest in a secondary unit that does nothing but monitor people approaching the building and leaving the building, those entrances.
And actually, you're right on target, because that was going to be our next point, is that I think it would be a good idea to reevaluate where, number one, where the cameras are placed. Number two, do we need additional cameras with an additional monitor just for entrances and exits?
Right.
That's something that we need to get a hold of, what's Scott? Or,
You can call him where the new guy.
yeah.
Might be able to
The
get some more
company
money
that,
from the Supreme Court on that as well. You think we might be able to get some more money from the Supreme Court on that as well?
Probably Courthouse Improvement Authority might kick in some money for that,
Yeah, you can
because
check on that, Gary.
Yeah.
it would be for improvement. And,
Yeah.
so we could check with Melissa Garrettson at Courthouse Improvement and see if there's money available there to do that.
That's great. That's great. I know people criticize boots on the ground, but this is exactly what I'm talking about. This is boots on the ground. And give them all the tools they need to watch everything that's going on. I like it. I appreciate it. Bill?
Well, it's unfortunate, but it's a sign of the times. And I think it behooves us to be proactive in terms of providing some safeguards, at least to the degree that we can, given the building and the number of exits and entrances to this building. And I think it's wise for us to be proactive and do some preparation for the new building, the new renovated Justice Center. Talking about cameras, I think we were told by the architect, I think there's going to be 64 cameras in the new Justice Center. So compare that to the amount of cameras that are here, and there's a vast difference between the number of cameras and the observation points that are available. $106,000 is a small amount of money when it comes to human life and safety, and I would move that we approve that to enhance the security of this courthouse.
Second, I have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passed. Thank you very much, Sheriff.
Okay. If it's agreeable with the commission, we
Appreciate
would
it.
make those changes as of November 1. That's okay.
Or
with
you could do it on my birthday, October 26th.
If they move to full-time, it's either got to be the 1st or the 15th.
Oh, it can't be on my birthday?
We can tell them it could be on your birthday, but it takes effect
My birthday's, it's a Saturday, so they won't know the difference.
October
6th.
26th.
Weird.
I have to remember, make sure that you get the commissioner a very nice birthday present, will you, Chief?
Yeah. What, are you gonna give me a set of handcuffs or something?
Sit down.
Why wouldn't you?
Yes, Doug. 106,118.12.
No, I'm sorry. Thank you, Commissioners.
Okay.
Appreciate it.
Thank you for all your work. And please pass it on to your people.
Thank you.
Okay, time for the next bid opening for paving of upper deck behind former federal building.
2 bids, any others?
There's only 3, so.
Only 3
There were
came?
3?
3 came to the meeting, the pre-bid, there are 2.
Oh, 2.
Should be landscape busting for all.
Actually, I have added something to it.
Were they supposed to include a check?
They can instead of.
Bid bond.
Okay.
Okay, this one's for Parada Paving Company, concrete pad, applied bond aid for approximately 4 inches of concrete finish and blacktop. Now, is this 2 separate things or is that all one?
Total package.
So there's 2, it's all one. They gotta pour the concrete and then do the blacktop. Okay. I didn't know whether it was different options or not. It's just one. Okay, so I really don't have to read all that stuff then. The price, total price is $39,780, and they got their bid bond and their surety.
And which company?
Pardon?
Which company?
Parada Paving Company, $39,780.
This one's from Landscapes Plus. There's a check included for $2,339. There's a description very similar to what you read off to be completed. The amount of the estimate is $46,780, and it notes here plus West Virginia's sales tax, but we don't pay West Virginia sales tax, do we?
No,
We
but
shouldn't
Probably
be.
referring to B&O tax.
I sent out an addendum to include a 2% B&O tax to the city of Morgantown. So both of them ought to have that included. in-
Okay, this one had it, I read the final number
Right, yeah,
after
yes,
the
sir.
2%.
Yep.
Is that final number after the 2%?
It doesn't say.
Oh, it doesn't say.
It just says plus. So I would imagine that's 46,780 in addition to that 2%. I would move that we accept the bids, 2 bids, and refer them to Mr. Doyle for a review and come back and make a recommendation.
Second, I have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All right, motion passed. Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay, we're a little early, but that's all right. Is Mr. Ammon here? Tom, you here? Consideration of approval by the County Commission of the design criteria for the ballpark to be constructed in the University Town Center Economic Opportunity Development District and financed in part with the proceeds of special district excise tax revenue bonds which may be issued by the County Commission.
Hello.
Tom, you're up. You're early, but you're up.
Well, we're expecting some folks from WVU to sort of add to the discussion
Oh.
on the design criteria,
Okay.
and I don't see anyone here yet.
We better
So,
wait.
Well, we can move on down.
okay,
Okay.
all right, thanks.
Get a correspondence.
Okay, we'll delay the executive session till the end, like we've always done in the past. Correspondence. Requisition number 4, Star City TIF.
This is a request for payment number 4 in the amount of $38,128 towards the project that's ongoing in Star City. It's been properly approved by the town council. Your signature.
I would move for approval with the comment that Star City does an extraordinary job of requesting funds from the TIF.
I would agree with that, and I'll second it. I have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passed. Okay, that takes care of that one. Okay. I always get nervous when the next one thing is Public Service Commission comment period for cable franchising. I always get nervous when I see anything in a letter that says your failure to respond in writing to the utilities answer. What the heck are they talking about?
A few weeks ago, you relinquished your authority to be the cable franchising agent to the Public
Right.
Service Commission. They have to hold hearings, and they're just asking that if you have any comments, you submit it to them within 10 days.
Our comment was, we don't want it.
Want it, exactly.
Take it.
So we
Do
don't.
I need to put that in writing?
No,
Will you put it in writing? Say, quote, the county commission
agree.
says, we don't want it, take it. Right? You agree with that?
Yes.
I don't think we need to say anything else, do we?
No, we don't.
Okay.
It's just your
Is that all?
opportunity.
Huh?
That was just your opportunity to speak.
Well, I spoke.
Okay.
Brief speaking, but I think you got the point. We don't want it.
Did they do?
Okay.
Did they do the one?
Next thing on correspondence, letter of resignation, Mason-Dixon Historical Board. As of today, I'm resigning from the board of Mason-Dixon Historical Park, 79 Buckeye Road, Core, West Virginia. I intend to continue volunteering at the park, taking care of the Honor Garden and the Purple Market Colony. Betty Wilde. Okay, accept the resignation.
Yeah, I'd move we accept the resignation, and I would ask that we send her a letter thanking her for her service, and that any future volunteering at the park please be coordinated with the superintendent of the Mason-Dixon Park.
I'll second that. I have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passed. Thank you. Okay, unfinished business.
I have one other piece of
Oh,
correspondence.
yes, any more correspondence?
I have a letter from the sheriff asking that you approve the transfer of Brenda Wilson from part-time secretary to full-time secretary at the sheriff's office. The transfer will be effective as of November 1, 2013. The employee will be eligible for benefits, rate of pay $2,084 per month.
Okay, is she replacing someone or is he expanding duties? I was just
I
curious.
think just.
He's there.
Sheriff's
No
Office.
Oh, are you
Brenda-
just expanding duties or are you replacing
taking
someone?
someone's
No,
place.
her duduties are expanded
Okay.
because she is now doing things that she didn't do before. Concealed weapons permits, she's doing that on a more regular basis. All she could do before, because she worked usually like 9 to 1, she would help out in reception, do some filing and stuff from time to time. but there's other duties that we recognize that she has been able to do and been trained in, and so she'll take over some of that.
The reason why I ask is I try to keep track of everyone that works for the county, even if they work for other departments.
Sure.
And I was afraid I might have missed someone that left, and I was.
Oh, no.
So-
You have in your budget sufficient funding to increase her
Yes,
hours?
we're not asking for any additional funding.
I'll move for approval.
Second, I have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion passed.
Thank you.
Thank you. I tell her, welcome aboard full-time now.
Exactly.
Any other correspondence? No? Okay.
What about, this letter regarding the bridge?
It's unfinished business.
Oh, okay, I didn't read down far enough.
On the Hartman Run Bridge. Let me see your letter. This letter is from Philip Medgrove, our Assistant Prosecuting Attorney.
You know, I would like for Mr. Megro to be a little more specific. He makes a recommendation here. Assuming your letter to Mr. Maddox is acted upon by Mr. Maddox, revision must be made to Section 8 of the proposed agreement. We need from him, our legal counsel, what revision should that be? It's just not a full enough descriptive answer for us to change the composition of the letter. The other thing is he questioned Section 9 of said agreement. In his opinion, this provision should be stricken from the agreement. And he goes on to say this permits the division to terminate the agreement without the return of the monies paid by the commission. Well, we certainly don't want that in there. If we're going to give them $1 million, if they don't replace that bridge, we want our $1 million back. So that I think we ought to ask him to compose our response with the recommended changes. And if he need be to communicate with the Department of Highways telephonically, we asked him that he do that to resolve this out in the most expedient fashion.
Yeah, I think the deal's been made. I think everyone's on agreement, but we need to.
I spoke with one of them. I don't know if it was Marvin or Paul Maddox there, but they said that they had read the newspaper article from our last meeting about how we were concerned about them taking ownership. They stated that as soon as they went out for bids on the Hartman Run Bridge, they would take ownership of it then. And if we wanted to hold our first check until they went to bid so they could take the ownership, that was not a problem.
Probably should be in the agreement.
Okay. Right. That's why he needs to work directly with them and get the language changed around the way it should be.
He should be able to come back to us and say, I would recommend that you sign this agreement.
Because that then meets our requirement. The key to the requirement, we write him a check, we no longer own the bridge.
Right.
Let's just get the paperwork.
He
And
just needs to talk to them.
since obviously your letter was was fine that you were going to send, but he also wanted to make some other changes. So let's take the middle people out of it and let him deal with them and rate the provisions out. Okay, we don't need a motion on that, do we?
No.
Okay, we just pass it on. Thank you. Okay, seeing no other unfinished business. New business proposed draft agreement for transport of arrestees to regional jail.
I asked Renetta to see if she could get some figures from magistrate court on state police arrests.
I called Donna. She's working on that. John D'Amico, Magistrate Court.
Okay. What we have is we've got a situation where the state police are the only law enforcement agency in the county that, based upon the arrests or people who are placed in jail, there's an extra $77 cost fee placed on that individual, and that money is returned to Mon County. So the state police sergeant that was here and talked to us sort of pleaded the case in terms of they do provide revenue back, which other law enforcement agencies don't. So we're trying to verify what that amount is, and that's what I asked for, and that's what's being checked into. And I really think that we need to wait before we make a final decision. I think the transport agreement is okay, but before we decide on whether the West Virginia State Police should include it or be excluded, we should wait and see what that amount of revenue is.
Yes, and there was, he talked about the problem with the line item being assigned, that they don't have like line items like other agencies do. It comes from the state, and that they would probably be forced to transport their own prisoners, which means that would take at least one state police trooper out of the county for 2 or 3 hours. Which tomorrow night we're going to talk about regional jail issues, and we really need to do something about regional jail. I mean, even our transport, going down there for best case scenario is 2.5 hour round trip. I mean, if everything goes right, if you don't get delayed or anything else, it's 2.5 hours that takes that out, and that's extremely expensive for us. So I would agree that that we can wait on that, because I think I'm sure that Trooper, what's his name again?
Sergeant Keefe.
Sergeant Keefe.
Keith, that was it. I thought you said Clark Keith, and I was like, I don't think that's right. Sergeant Keith, yeah. I understand that it's not good, especially with Monongalia County, the way things are going right now, to take one of the troopers out on the road for 2.5 hours. And there also is additional compensation that we're going to verify. That would explain to the other municipalities why the state police are not included. We're going to wait on this. And
yeah, I think we can approve the agreement, the transport agreement,
okay,
in its form. However, whether the state police would be included on the form or not should remain until we get the information we need to make a final determination.
Right. So
if their contribution or return is significant, then I think they have a legitimate position in terms of saying we are a little different here in terms of providing revenue back to the county.
Yeah.
If it's not significant, then I think it's just would have to be considered incidental and not of an amount that would warrant being excluded from costs.
Right. I agree. Okay, that's a motion?
Yes.
I'll second that. I have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passed. Thank you. Okay, NACO Dental Discount Program.
Okay, this is something we've been working on for quite a while, but we are now enrolled. We've signed a contract. Cards have been printed. This is not an insurance plan, but a discount plan. Individuals can join for $6.95 a month, $59 annually, or a family plan is $8.95 a month for $69. There's a card. They can either join by calling the NACO call number or going online to nacodentalprogram.com. There are probably 20 to 25 listed dental offices that are now accepting the program. So as of today, it's eligible to anyone who would like to join.
Since we have Ben here, could we give Ben the phone number of the person who's interested? Because this is available to the general public,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Right.
If we could give Ben the phone number, maybe he'd be kind enough to put it in the article.
Sure.
So that the people wouldn't be calling here to get the number. It
Okay.
would be published. But
Yeah.
that's a big plus.
Oh, yeah,
I mean,
it's provided through the county by National Association of Counties. And then the list, I guess once they call the number, they could get the list of the doctors.
Yeah, so they could probably give them the name of their doctor or their dentist and have it checked on the
And
list.
so that would be an additional discount on top of that, so, yeah, that we, Ben might be interested in that list too.
Sure, I can give it to him.
You see that, you make a copy for him, so he has that list.
Several in Morgantown, and they do go to Mount Morris, Greensboro,
Oh, so it's outside of
Smithfield,
Monongalia County.
Masontown.
A lot of
Fairmont.
dentists.
Yes.
Okay. Great. Okay. We don't have to do anything on that.
No.
Very good.
So it's good. Okay, now it's 1:50. So we can jump back to Tom Ammon, consideration of approval by the county commission of design criteria for the ballpark to be constructed in the University Town Center and finance in part with proceeds of special district excise tax revenue bond.
Is he here now?
Is everyone here now? We got everyone now, Tom?
Yes.
Okay, come on in.
Tom has
Try
to-
to fill up here as much as you can. We got a vacant seat here if you want to sit up
Can I
here.
sit up there?
You might get to like it.
I don't know, that's too much power for me. I'm not gonna be, no swearing in.
Ron, how about you? You want to sit up here? Oh, I know Jason. Jason would love that, wouldn't you?
I'll answer
He complained about politics all the time. I doubt that's why I teased him.
Okay, so we started this process with this ballpark collaboration agreement. And that set out, the process that we were going to go through with respect to the design build. It addressed a lot of other things too, but the design build process was set out in there as to how this would proceed. And the first step was to, put it out to bid for qualifications for the design builders. And we've gone through that process, and we have our 5 firms identified as to who is actually going to respond to the performance criteria. We're 4. Okay, all right. So we ended up with 4, and we also set up under that agreement this advisory committee that has county representatives, WB representatives, all stakeholders in the ballpark. So that they can have input as to the design of the facility, and they've been working with the criteria developer to put together the package of what those 4 would actually respond to. So hopefully what you have in your packet is the actual results of the work of that committee, which is a 70-some page document that outlines the basic design components of the ballpark, what it's going to consist of, what they would like for these design builders to respond to. So where we're at now is the county, under the collaboration agreement, considers these specifications for the ballpark. You all always wanted to have input into the design of the facility, and the advisory committee has had its say, and the results of their work are reflected in this. So now that committee is then coming back to you all under the collaboration agreement and giving you a chance to have review their work product, make sure you're comfortable with the design, and consider this for approval before it's sent back to the 4 design builders for them to then consider this and submit their proposals in response. So are there any questions about if they're, I'm not really involved in the specifics of the design. That's why we've got someone from WBU.
I read maybe the first 4 pages,
Okay.
and then I skimmed the rest of them, and I looked for some key things, and my things were taken
Okay.
care of, and I rely on the advisory committee to do that, and I think that they've done an excellent job. I guess I have a question, Tom, you probably wouldn't have an answer to that, but maybe Mr. Doyle or Mr. Jamboree might have an answer to that. were there any strong objections to this final product by anyone on the advisory committee?
No.
I didn't think so. Joe's, Joe Cagle, I'm sorry. Man,
Everything that we asked for is in there.
yeah, I thought so.
As this committee works with each other, there's a lot more confidence in each other that's starting to happen where, everybody seems to be really on the same page as to where this product is going, where this project is going.
I was very pleased with the committee, although there was some grave concerns when we put different people on, but I felt that once you all beat your head against one another for a while, you would realize that, hey, you're all working for the same thing and you can make it all work. And it can be, regardless of what Congress does, you can have diverse people with diverse interests, from private enterprises to the university to the county and the town. You can have them and they can work the differences out and actually respect one another and work together.
And that's what we're finding absolute. It's, the WVU people are just like, well, how's this going to work for everybody? It's not, we go in with the thing like they're looking for WVU stuff and we're looking for county stuff, and it's not that way at all. We're looking for a great product, something that the whole county can be proud of, and that's really the direction it's going.
And that's what I hope to do. That's why we put people with such diverse backgrounds from throughout the community in there. And I'm just very, very pleased with everybody, including the university people and all the people on that. Yes.
I thought that one of the great things was that the whole committee agreed on the qualifications. We agreed on the same 4 companies, maybe a little bit different in order, but all the same 4 companies were the top companies that we agreed on. That's pretty hard to do with everybody sitting around the table and grading that stuff. So,
why don't you help me out? Is there anyone else here from the committee? Let's recognize all the people from the committee. Will you please stand up and tell us? Yeah, Ron's here.
I'm here.
Ron Steiner. Anyone else?
Bill Lynn?
Bill Lynn, of course. And, I'm sorry, Bill. He's with WV, and would you agree with
Very much so.
with my observations?
Very much so.
You all better than congressmen. You got together, you beat your head, and then you came out with a beautiful product, right?
We're not going to have a shutdown. We've got to keep moving.
No, we wouldn't accept a shutdown.
We don't have time for that.
No,
Bill was asking about furlough for summer stuff.
That's great. Bill, is there any questions or anything you want?
No, I guess, sometimes they say you have to have a little humor with serious matters, and, the dedication was quite an affair. I thought it was very significant, and I truly believe that this community will be proud of that facility. The only thing is, I had a dilemma on what to do with the shovel, because it is a commemorative shovel, and I thought, well, I can take it home, or I can take it and put it in my office, or I could bring it here, because every now and then we do need a shovel, because sometimes
It gets piled up.
but I decided to keep it out of here. But, yeah, I certainly think, you have to thank everybody involved with this project. The town of Granville, WVU, the people that we had on the committee, and Joe Kaler and Jason, who was a diamond in the rough there, that really spearheaded a lot of the efforts and cooperation between us and the developer.
You're saying we shined him up a good bit?
Well, I think we probably gave Jason some challenges he hadn't faced before. But I just think that we need to appreciate, and Tom, I have all the confidence in the world in your opinion and recommendations. I think we are fortunate to have you as our attorney. But just appreciation, and I think everybody has an accomplishment that they can be proud of. I'm still just trying to figure out how we can get a county commission box. But I haven't come up with that yet. That's all I have.
Ron, Justice, I didn't recognize you. Is there anything, any comments? You agree
Just from
with
the
that?
university standpoint, we want to thank all the same people for all the work that's been put into it. I know Oliver talked this morning to me about it. He couldn't be here today, but just, and that's why, I'm here. And he wanted to express his thanks again to all your hard work on this and working with Jason and all the development side and the committee, that he thought it was just a great process. And he thinks we're going to have something to be very, very proud of as well.
I appreciate that, and I am convinced, as I said at the dedication, that this is proof that we can all work together for the betterment of the community. And if we do that, and we can do it, and we will do it, this will just be the first of many, many projects that will help the entire community, and I'm really excited about that. And we proved that we can all work together for a common good, so that's great. You need a motion for approval?
Please, there's nothing, I don't think to sign
that?
at this point.
Accept it and approve it.
I move that we accept and approve the proposal.
A second. Have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Thank you very much, and I'm sure you'll be back on many other things, but this is just another step of a lot of other things that all you good people have to go out and keep knocking out, but I'm totally confident all of you that you'll do a good job.
I've got one more thing for you guys when you're ready on the agenda.
Well, we're ready.
Let me
For an executive session.
Let me
Uh-oh.
suggest
Yeah.
before we go into executive session that we go ahead and get through our public comments, so that if people have comments or anything,
Yeah, why don't we
they
do
won't
that?
have to wait around to come back in.
Right. Why don't we, is Tom here yet? I was going to recognize Tom I normally recognize the most senior commissioner, not the oldest, the most senior commissioner first.
That means
but-
been on the commission the longest?
Right, right.
Not in this world. the longest.
Not this world, just on the
Okay.
commission the longest.
Okay.
But given the fact that it's been playing all day long, that there was a big announcement from Commissioner Bloom, I was going to recognize him first today, so. Maybe we'll go around to elected officials, and maybe he'll show up in a few minutes. County Clerk, Carrie, you got anything? Sheriff, you have anything further?
Been banished to the hallway all day, folks. Just want to let commissioners know that November 4th will be the tax sale. This year, what we have decided to do is move it down to the overflow room at the Sheriff's Office building to give the public more area, make it a little more comfortable for them. Bobby was nice enough to leave some tables and chairs down there for special events and meetings and stuff. So we're going to do that. I want to thank Diane for getting a hold of West Virginia Net for us so that we're able to access the computer, by computer, the files of the tax office to pull up properties and make sure the status hasn't changed and things like that during the sale. So that's going to help us immensely. So we appreciate Diane doing that for us. But and then if we could get Ben just to maybe put a little something in the paper that the location of the tax sale will be at the Sheriff's Office building on the second floor instead of the hallway of the tax office.
Thank you, Sheriff.
Oh, and one other thing.
Oh, yes, sir.
Sorry, Jamie, didn't mean to take
One more
your
thing.
time. One more thing. We are having the National Drug Take Back Day again this coming Saturday from 10 a.m. till 2 p.m. One of the locations is going to be in our reception area at the Sheriff's Office. The other is going to be at Pierpont Landing Pharmacy out off of 857 in the Cheat Lake area. We've collaborated with the Pierpont Landing Pharmacy for the last 3 years to do this. It's been a very good program, and we've been able to turn back into DEA 3 large boxes of either expired, unused, or unwanted prescription medication and things like that. So it's been a very good program. So let you know about that.
Yeah, thank you, Sheriff. Any other elected officials here?
Assessors in the hallway.
Oh, everybody. All elected officials, that's why we need a bigger room.
Yes, you do.
Okay.
Just to report, we have started our interview process for our appraisers. I'll be posting the close this Friday, so hopefully next week we will.
Move on. When do you think you're gonna, do you have a goal as to when you think you're gonna start having your people on for training?
We're hoping to have the appraisers on by either beginning of December or middle of December to help with the transition, to be here as part of that.
That'll be great.
Then we'll wait for them to come on and post to our field people from there, so they can be an integral part of that process.
Since you're here, I'm going to go ahead and mention it. We'll talk about it in more detail. I'd like to go ahead and talk about some of these properties, like some of these exonerations, some things that was brought up to me in the past that I was not, in fact, I talked to Kelly about it a little bit. So I was going to ask Diane, but I'm going to ask you personally since you're right here. So maybe we could set a work session time about not the way the exonerations are done, but based on some information I got as to what should be classified as taxable and non-taxable. I wanted to share that with you. It's kind of detailed from the IRS, and Daryl Duncan from Mon General Hospital sent me a lot of that stuff, and I was unaware of it, so I figured you're not either. So I would like to get that for you. Maybe Kelly would like to participate in it as well.
Sure, she will. I'll answer for her.
Okay, appreciate that very much.
That's not a problem.
Thank you.
Okay. That's it, that's all we got.
Thank you. Any other elected officials? Out in the hallway, Ron Snyder from Granville, you have anything for us? Okay, Diane, you have anything further?
Just a reminder of our meeting tomorrow night, City County.
Oh, thank you.
Begins
City
at
County
6.
meeting tomorrow night.
6 o'clock and then 6:30 meeting.
We had good participation, and I'm very pleased with WVU's participation, and I hope we keep that up. I think that's sort of fits into everything we've been trying to accomplish, and that this whole TIF project has proved out positive for. Mr. Doyle, do you have anything further? Jamby?
No, sir.
Renetta, is she around?
No.
Okay. Bill, you have anything to report?
No, I've said enough.
Okay. I want, it's just not really a report, but it's just, just a reminder of days past. In 2010, was it 2010, 2011? 2011. November 2011, we had a big rally out here that I attended to find out what people were saying, carrying on about taxes and property reassessments and reappraisals and all that. And it took us a whole year. Last year in 2012, all through February, from 9 to 7, just about every day, from about 9 to 5, 9:30 to 5, all of March. Then October, we were inundated by a whole bunch more. Probably 20 days out of November, we worked at least 7-8 hours a day. And we still had to continue as to October, and actually on December, I think it was the 28th, our last work day, December 28th of 2012, we had the last hearing on the property reappraisal. By contrast, and of course we adopted the commission and the assessor's office, and we all worked closely together to adopt a procedure to get through that property reappraisals. And I'm proud to report that I believe that we did an excellent job on it, that we're on the road, making this system, making the property reappraisal system to work and work well, without throwing out the baby. So many counties has gone through this in the past, they would just throw it away. We didn't do that. We saved the program, but at the same time protected and gave relief to the taxpayers who, Bill, just about every day. He said that about 10 times a day. We're going to take care of the taxpayers first. And I commend you on that, and I agree with you. And we finished yesterday, Bill and I finished the appraisals, and we only met twice in October. And we're able to adjourn, sign and die on property reappraisals yesterday. So I think that just goes to show what the work in 2012 that we all did, and was torturous at times, how far we came. So I want to commend the staff. I want to commend Debbie especially. She's not in here, but I hope she hears me, for the work she does on the board and getting it done. But I wanted to recognize that and report that the property reappraisals, we did something right. Bill, do you want to make a comment on that? Because
well, I said I didn't have anything to say, but you caused me to have just a comment. You know, one of the things I think in terms of property taxes, in terms of the assessor's office, and I've said this before, I think Mark has come in and grabbed a tiger by the tail, and I think the assessor's office is back in the hands of the people of Monongalia County. Come December, Tyler Technology will be moving on. They made their contribution, and we appreciate it, but we have an assessor in Monongalia County now that can handle our taxes. I also think that it was a great relief to see how the proceedings went with the appeal. We started out with 153 properties, ended up 20-some, through the efforts of the assessor's office resolving some of those issues. And that's the kind of cooperation that it takes. And that's a far cry from where we started off in the beginning. And I don't want to beat a dead horse, but we started off with having an assessor that wouldn't even meet with us, but changed around and did meet with us. And I think we learned from the past and we look to the future, and I'm happy about the situation we have with the assessor's office at this point.
Okay, thank you. Has Tom showed up yet? Okay. Comments from the public? Any comments from the public? Okay, we're going to take a 10-minute recess and come back for executive session. It's 1/4 so we'll be back here at 2:25. We're in recess. Okay, just for the record, the motion was made by Tom Bloom to go into executive session for consideration and approval by the County Commission of the amendment to the ballpark collaboration agreement. I won't read the rest of it. Seconded by Commissioner Bartolo, and it passed. Now I need a motion to come out of executive session.
Move to come out of executive session, we go back in regular session.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, we're out of executive session.
Yeah.
Do I hear a motion?
Yes, I move to amend the First Amendment to the collaboration agreement, and due to commercial competition, we will not release the amendment at this time.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passed. Okay, we got everything else done, except the report from County Commissioner Bloom.
Thank you.
Mr. Bloom.
Okay.
Thank you, Tom.
Thank you.
Tom Evans. Jason, all of you, we really appreciate all the work you all do.
Thank you.
Bill, you take care too.
Yes. You want me?
I'm sorry.
That's quite all right. Under my report, I'd like to put this into the record. Contingent on whether the federal court provides me request for relief with my injunction, and in order to meet all the obligations as a county commissioner,
I most reluctantly will retire from my counseling position at Morgantown High School on Wednesday, October 30th at 11 o'clock. I have given my letter to Mr. DeSantis this afternoon. I've also requested to be placed on the substitute list so I can continue coaching tennis at University High School. Now, this concludes my official announcement. However, something happened to me today at school that I must share with the community. I did not realize what a great educational and teaching experience this situation has become. While walking into the school hallway this morning, a student approached me and said the following, quote, "Mr. Bloom, I read what a board member said about how they did not give you an ultimatum. Well, that reminds me of my friend who was being abused by his father, and when the police arrived one time, the father blamed it all on my friend. This is just wrong. For one of my students to interpret my situation this way says it all. Thank you."
Thank you. Okay.
Move to. Is there a
Question,
Go
Commissioner
ahead.
Bloom.
Yes.
If your resignation is effective next Wednesday, does that mean you'll be here at 1? Or?
Yes, that's why I made it at 11 o'clock. I will say, yeah, it's at 11 o'clock, so I can go a half day, and then I will be here by 1 o'clock.
Okay.
And
Now,
from then on,
Can we move our regular meetings in November back to 10?
I would like to keep it at 1 o'clock at this time.
Why?
Because, honestly, because
Yeah.
I think it's really working out. I think this way individuals can go to work for half a day and then come the other half day. So I would like to continue it at 1 o'clock. I'm not going to move it to 10.
Well,
That's
I was
my-
asking, I mean, it's
I
just
know.
open for discussion.
Oh, I know.
You know, it's very hard on our staff. We rush through things. It's more difficult in our work sessions. But that's
Right.
That's my feelings,
I-
and you're expressing your feelings.
Right. I would like to keep it 1 till the end of the year, and then we could discuss it. That's my recommendation at this time.
Of course, I talked to some of the staff,
Okay.
and all the staff, and the staff's preference is at 10.
Mm-hmm.
I personally don't feel strongly one way or the other. I try to stay flexible. That way I don't get disappointed, and I can be responsive to whatever it is. But I tend to lean towards supporting the staff in terms of the 10 o'clock because that's the preference of the staff. And not only that, historically, it makes it easier for department heads to attend. And I mean, there's other reasons, but the deciding factor for me is that the convenience for the department heads and the staff in terms of not having to stay over and not knowing how long they have to stay over in terms of some of these late starting meeting times. And we have had to.
And I understand that, and the only thing I would say is, as an individual who is caught in the bind, I really believe that, we're trying to keep it as open as possible to the public, and fantastic that we have TV. Then we can show it, and we have it also on the radio. But I believe by leaving it at 1 o'clock, it does allow people to take a half day of work off and still go to work. And that's why I would like to keep it at 1. That's the way I'm going to vote. As the president always says, 2 votes can make any change you want. But I will be voting for 1 o'clock. After October 30th, okay.
I can't make a motion.
Oh, I know you can. Well, is this final? Well, next Wednesday is the day.
Yeah, unless the judge comes through with a miracle.
I think that I would make a motion effective November, we move our meeting times to 10 a.m.
Our first meeting would be November the 6th.
Is there,
A few things scheduled that I could probably
Okay.
arrange, one being that
Right.
University Estate that was scheduled today.
Right.
If I can bring this up next week.
We can rearrange
November
it.
the 15th or what.
Right. The reality is, having been here 2 years and 20-plus years practicing before the commission, on different aspects at different times and have to be in attendance. There is 1 o'clock, 1 o'clock, 7 o'clock, 10 o'clock makes no difference to public attendance. It absolutely does not make any difference. The important people that are here are all the other elected officials, all the department heads, all the staff, and of course the public. And when there is public that has conflicts and problems, we have scheduled, we have made special accommodations for those particular issues. So I'd second the motion. I have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Opposed.
Motion passed.
Okay.
On November 6th, we return to 10 o'clock. Thank you. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
Move to adjourn.
Second.
Now, a motion and a second to, all in favor, say aye.
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 And there's papers there
2:45,
for
and we're
each of you.
adjourned.